we see that? The clip for the next two actors, please? Yeah.
Yo! Drop your grin and drop your linen.
Let's keep this in. Let's go.
Right! This is fucking great, man! Now what the fuck are we supposed to do? It's some real pretty shit now, man!
You finished?
17 days. 17 days? Hey man, I don't want to rain on your parade. We're not gonna last 17 hours.
Say we take off, book the second one. It's the only way to be sure.
Shut it up!
Control bursts.
Oh yeah. You know there was Hicks and Hudson, Bill Paxton and Michael Bean. They're working. I can't stop smiling. I'm so happy. I'm sorry. I've lost my voice, but I'm so happy. Oh my gosh. You guys, goodness gracious.
I am the ultimate badass.
Michael, let's start with you. Essentially, you were called in sort of last minute in terms of the casting wise, because there was another actor that originally was playing Hicks. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay. So how much time did you just heard it, you got shipped over to England immediately, right?
I got a call from Gail Hurd, who I knew from working on The Terminator. And it was Friday evening in Los Angeles. I got called, and it was Gail. And of course I knew about this project, and was somewhat disappointed that Jim didn't see me for it, didn't see me in the cast. I thought I'd done a pretty good job in The Terminator, and but anyway, I knew it was all going on, and anyway, I got this call on a Friday night in Los Angeles. I'll never forget it. It's Gail, and she just said, "Michael, is your passport up to date?" And I said, "Yes, it is." And that Monday morning, I was on the set, and all that bullshit they were talking about before, working out and stuff, none of it, man. None of it, man. I had on James, I had on his outfit, and I was working. I was on the set, and the cameras were rolling. The only problem about it was that you guys all got to design your vest, right? And Remar had a heart, on his with like a little flower or something in it or whatever. It had a padlock on it, that's right. And I said, and the rest of it was like, regular color, and it was like pink or red, and it looked like a fucking bullseye to me. I said, "Jim, let me fucking change this. It looks like a bullseye." But Jim thought he might use some shots that they already used, and where they might not recognize James. So, yeah, I was brought in.
Just out of curiosity, why was Remar Can I ask you that? Why was Remar let go? Does anyone know any reason why?
He could probably tell you. I think everybody knows. Creative differences.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to creative differences.
Okay.
Very creative.
So, Cameron Way or the highway? Yeah.
Game over, man.
Game over. Speaking of that, Bill, you have some of the most iconic lines in that film, which have been used in video games and whatnot. And I've also heard that you improvised a lot of that. Was Game Over Man scripted, or how much of that was improv? How much of that was scripted?
It really wasn't improvised. Jim had us all rehearsing, and we were doing all this military training before we started. And it's an amazing thing about Jim, he has a photographic memory. I remember we were in those kind of meeting rooms in the mansion at Pinewood Studios there. We were practicing. This is while they were building sets and everything. And I remember improvising that line about, hey Jim, what if I say we're on an express elevator to hell going down? And this was, it must have been 2 or 3 months later we actually shot the scene, and he said, hey, what was that line about the thing going to hell? You mean, yeah, let's put that in here. So I have to credit Jim. And, you know, look at it, we're here because Jim Cameron wrote a great story and smart enough to hire us to be in it. And is a great director. And, you know, Michael was able to jump into this role because he had a shorthand with Jim from working on Terminator. And I have to say, this is Jim Cameron is why we're here. I wish he was here tonight to greet you good people, but he's deep into Avatar 2, 3, 4, and then basically taking over the world. So, but he wishes you all well.
Well, I think they're happy. They're already happy that they can claim James Cameron as their fellow countryman, being Canadian, right? Now, when you
don't get carried away.
When you guys did, we talked about the decorations and the fact that you weren't able to decorate your armor, but you put Louise on yours, which is the name of your girlfriend at the time and now wife, right?
Louise, yeah. A lot of people think it's Louise, which is kind of bizarre. But yeah, and I think there's like the guy Terry English, who was the armorer and made all the tunics. They were kind of, I mean, all the outer armor. It was a little bit of a Roman centurion look, kind of modernized. And Jim wanted us to kind of, you know, personalize each one. And so I had Louise on there. And I also had this thing that was kind of left over from when I did Lords of Discipline with Michael Biehn a couple of years before. It was also shot in England. And I had the skull, and it says, or glory. And I had a bunch of T-shirts on Lords of Discipline that I found up on King's Row, and it said, you know, death before dishonor, death or glory, or something like that. But yeah, and I think I had something written on the back of mine. It said something like "dispose of properly." I think, or maybe "contents under pressure," or something like that.
The beauty of all this is that he married Louise, and it's still his lady. So that's the beauty.
Hey, applause for that. That's amazing.
Me on the other hand,
Love on the set of Aliens. Yeah.
Let's have it go.
me on the other hand, I had a heart ribbon, and I was, you know, they're made of metal, so you got to carve it in. And I was carving the lady that I was going out with at the time, and her name was Heather. But I got to Heath and ran out of room. so that's when you see the carving of Heath. That's what it meant. It meant Heather.
Remember your imagination.
Right. Good Lord. Oh. Actually, there was quite a bit of swearing, Bill, in that movie, wasn't there? In terms of, for that era of the film, surprising the rating was even worse than it was, I guess.
I don't remember any fucking swearing.
I don't remember any fucking thing. What hole are we playing? What's the par here?
You know,
they're gonna be wheeling us out in about 100 years, and our heads will be cryogenically frozen, and they'll be asking us about aliens. Haven't you people had enough?
I don't think so. I think 100 years from now, the cryogenically frozen heads of you guys will be awesome. People will still come and watch it. I'm telling you. Oh my Lord. But I will say this much though. I mean, I was talking earlier at the beginning when I was on stage before you guys came out about how I saw it in the movie theaters with my father when it came out. And because it was such a crazy roller coaster film, the one thing that made me not freak out was the fact that you were the comedic element of that film. I mean, you provided some comedic levity in order to just get me through that, you know what I'm saying? Because it was scary, it was action and everything, and everything you did, I mean, everybody in that audience was just cracking up.
Yeah, I played the Don Knotts character.
You were there? I wouldn't have put it that way, though.
The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. Jim used it as a release valve, you know, the comedy relief for that. But,
yes.
You know, I was a huge fan of Mad Magazine growing up. I loved Mad Magazine, and I got a call from Jeanette that Mad had a new issue out on the stands, and it was Aliens. It had Sigourney on the cover with Alfred E. Newman. I practically ran down to the newsstand to get a copy of this thing. And is it Frank Davis who did the illustrations? I believe. Anyway, I grabbed the thing, I buy it, I'm looking at the stand, like flipping through it, I'm looking, there's Jeanette, there's Mark, there's Rico, there's Michael, and I go, where am I? And then finally I realized the guy didn't even take the time to try to do a caricature of me, they just put a chicken head. Fuck Mad Magazine. Fuck Mad Magazine. I haven't read it since. Hell no.
Did you call the publisher up like,
what? I felt like it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, chicken head. Fucking chicken head.